Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell, and tonight I thought we'd take a look at the 64 emulator for the Amiga computer. Alright, here is the original disc for the 64 emulator for the Amiga computer. This is by ReadySoft Incorporated. There are two versions of this emulator. There's version 1 and version 2, which is this version right here, this disc right here. And we will be taking a look at this on my Amiga 2000 computer. Version 2 has some added utilities, and it has some bug fixes. It's a little bit nicer than the first version. So if you do not have version 2 of this software, let me know. You can email me, and I will attach an ADF image of this disk to my response to your email. Okay? All right, this here, let me zoom out a little bit. This is the cable that is needed to attach a 1541 or a 1571 or 1581 disk drive to your Amiga computer. Let me get my pointer. This end here, it plugs into the parallel port or printer port of your Amiga computer. And this end, of course, plugs into the serial connector of your disk drive. And by using a real Commodore disk drive, you can actually load in copy-protected Commodore 64 games. They'll actually work, because most of the games, the copy protection lies in the disk drive, not necessarily the computer. The copy protection usually, one of the things it does, it checks to see if you have an original 1541 ROM chip in the drive. It checks for that, and it utilizes some of that code, and also the 1541, 1571, 1581. These are intelligent disk drives. They have their own processor. They have their own memory. They have their own input output, and so they're like a computer in themselves, like a computer without a keyboard. So yeah, and the software communicates with this computer disk drive. So yeah, by using an actual Commodore drive, a lot of your copy protected software will work with this emulator, and I think it's a very smart way of doing it. you know but anyway, yeah, this hooks into your parallel port, and this hooks into the back of the Commodore disk drive. So next up, we're going to go into my computer room, and I will show you one of my 1541 drives hooked up to my Amiga 2000, and we're going to load up the 64 emulator and try out some Commodore 64 software. So that's coming up next. All right, this is the Sprite Magic article as seen in the August 1984 issue of Compute's Gazette magazine. You can pause the video if you want to read any of these pages, or if you want to type in the machine language program into a real Commodore 64 computer. I remember typing in this program way back in the day on my Commodore 64 computer, and I actually had this screen loaded up with this this pointer right here, and I just flipped it on my Amiga computer. I drew this pointer to replace the pointer in my Workbench 1.3 for my Amiga 1000. And one pointer was just like this, but another pointer was, I made it look like he was shooting a bird, So yeah, I thought that was fun too. But yeah, I remember using this program to create sprites on my Commodore 64 computer for games that I was working on for the Commodore 64. And it's a nice sprite editor, it really is. Yeah. Yeah, it's all machine language. Yeah, you can pause the video if you actually want to type this code in on your real Commodore 64 computer, and then save it to disk. Loading the 64 Emulator 2. Yeah, I said that I was going to show this on my Amiga 2000, but I forgot that my Amiga 2000 computer sitting behind me has a processor accelerator board installed, and it has Kickstart 3.1 ROM. And this software, this emulator, won't work on an Amiga computer like that. It works the best on a stock Amiga 1000, 2000, or 500. And so I decided to go ahead and set up one of my Amiga 500 computers to demonstrate the 64 emulator software. Okay, so here we got the the software, well, the emulator loaded up. I'm going to load in the Compute Gazette disk. This is from August 1984. Okay. And we're going to put it into the 1541 disk drive. Okay. You know what? Let me have my workbench disk over there. Okay, so we're first going to list the directory. Which is load $8, because I think the directory, well, directory, yeah. I know the boot program, I'm pretty sure is basic. Okay, so let's type in list, see what's on that disk. Okay. And I do see Sprite Magic. Yeah, I see Sprite Magic. I first want to load in Sprite Magic and see if we could see that machine code, or if you have to type in the comma 8, comma 1 to get it to work. And then we're actually going to load up the disk menu. But first, let me see if we can read that machine language code. So, load... Sprite Magic. Sprite Magic. Yeah, Sprite Magic. LOA. I wonder what that means. And then I know it's going to be comma 8, comma 1. Because it is machine language. Okay, let me see if I can list it. Okay. So that's just the loader, because the program itself is machine language. Let me see if I can run it. Let's see if we can run it. Some Commodore 64 software runs at full speed, like something like this, productivity software. Other software runs 2 to 5 times slower than it does on a real Commodore 64 computer. Yeah, there's Sprite Magic. God, it's been years, in fact a few decades since I've used this program. I forgot how to use it. But I know that you can change each one of these sprites here. Not sprites, each one of these pixels right here, a different color to create your different, to create your sprites, you know? And I forgot the keyboard commands, keyboard shortcuts and stuff. Yeah, but anyway, it does load. So, we're going to reboot the emulator. Okay. We're going to load up, see if we can load up the Computer Cassette menu. And then after that, I'm going to show you guys the transfer program that is part of the 64 emulator. We'll get into that. Hoping it shows up okay on the camera. I think it will. I think it'll show up okay. Come on, boot up. Now, according to the the disk instructions, it says load menu comma 8. So apparently that's a basic program. So we'll do that. Load. What is it? Menu. Okay, comma 8. Okay, I'm going to list it. Yeah, it's a basic program. Okay, I'll type run. Let's see if it'll load up the disk menu. says MN, load MN comma 8. So it too is a basic program. Now I know the screen is stretched because this is a 1080p monitor, and I got my Amiga hooked up RGB to SCART cable going into a SCART to HDMI adapter. So yeah. So yeah, the menu loads up and there's Sprite Magic. But let me see if I can load up like Snowcat. Okay, Snowcat would be F7? Let's see if that loads up. Okay. I think there's also a VIC-20 version of this software. That's why it says /64, because there's also a /VIC. Okay. Is it going to load? I don't know. Oh my God. Is it trying to emulate the SID chip? Okay. So do I press the joystick button or what? Let me grab my joystick. Okay. Yeah, it's slower. Yeah, this is about probably 5 times slower than a real Commodore 64 computer. I did press the button. Okay. So what's taking it so long? Well, oh, okay. That doesn't seem to want to work. Okay. Well, now I'm going to load up my custom workbench and we're going to take a look at the transfer program that's included with the 64 emulator. Alright, now I'm putting in my custom workbench disk. Hard to believe that I made this disk way back in 1987 when I first bought my original Amiga 2000 computer, and I've used this workbench ever since. So those of you that say that disks are unreliable or disk drives are unreliable, you're full of shit. Because as long as you're using, quality name brand disks and you take care of those disks and you take care of your disk drives, there's no reason why you're just, can't still be working even today, several decades later. My disks are. Yeah. Welcome to Hans George Campbell's Custom Workbench 1.3. Yeah, I made that way back in 1987. Yeah. Yep. And the disc still works good today. Still works great. Yeah, still works great. Yeah, that's it. One nice thing about Workbench 1.3 is you can create your own custom-made animated icons. Like my RAM disk, it has a RAM that rams the disk. See, it's animated. Yeah. And then even my huge Workbench 1.3 icon right here. It's all animated. Look at that. It's all animated. That's so cool. Yeah, I love Workbench 1.3. It's my favorite workbench. It really is. The classic Amiga workbench. When I think of Amiga computer, this is the workbench I think of. Right here. Okay, so. Oh, let me show you the programs I have on my custom workbench. Now the main difference is I used to have a custom pointer. instead of the standard pointer there, I had a custom pointer that I made, and somehow it got deleted. I don't know what happened, but I'll create another one. I'll make another one. But anyway, I have Diskmaster. I actually prefer Diskmaster over Directory Opus. I have Xcopy Professional, nice German copy program. I have the head cleaner program that I use with my head cleaning disc to clean the heads of my disk drives. And of course, LAD, the audio filter. Got that. Got the shell, you know. Just wanted to show you what was on my custom Workbench 1.3. Okay, so now there's a program on the 64 emulator disk called Transfer. And I'll show you what that's used for. Yeah, Transfer. What this program does, it allows you to copy files from your 5 1/4 inch disk that is in your 1541 disk drive. You know, copy those files over to Amiga 3 1/2 inch disks. And when you do that, you can load in your Commodore 64 software within the emulator a lot faster than it loads on the actual 1541 drive. So I'll show you how to use it. Okay. I'll eject the disk. Well, I don't even think I need to do that, but yeah, we'll go ahead and eject it. Okay, I have a blank formatted Amiga disk in DF1. It has to be already pre-formatted, okay? And I have the Compute Gazette disk in my 1541 disk drive. And so, okay, device name, which is the destination, we'll change that to DF1. And we'll display directory, yeah, trash can, oh yeah, okay. Alright. And over here, okay, you have up here file copy. And what that does, that allows you to copy the Commodore 64 files over to an Amiga disk. Okay, you can fit as many files as you can on that Amiga disk, which is 880K, right? And it loads a little bit faster within the emulator because the emulator does not have to deal with the 1541 disk drive. Okay, it's dealing with the Amiga computer's native disk drives. Okay. When you load a disk like that, it must be in the internal drive, and the internal Amiga drive, you know, DF0 will be device 10 in the emulator. Okay, and I'll show you all that. Emulation copy makes the Amiga disk more 1541 disk drive compatible, but it's slower. When you run it that way within the emulator, it is slower that way. Anyway, we're just going to do the standard file copy, but first we need to display the directory of that disk. Okay, and what we want to copy over, because I'm pretty sure it's the Sprite Magic program is a standalone program that should load by itself for the demonstration. So we select the file that we want to copy. That's, you know, the source is device 8 or 9, whatever you have set up, whatever you have your 1541 or 1571 or 1581 disk drive set up as. In this case, my 1541 is a standard device 8. We select the file Sprite Magic, and we're going to copy that over to the formatted Amiga disk that's in DF1. And there you go. It's reading Sprite Magic from the drive. Okay, see the light on. And it's also writing to, you know, DF1, and there it is, Sprite Magic program. Okay, there it is. So now we're going to exit this. Okay. And, all right, one thing I want to do, let me put my workbench, custom workbench back in here. We're going to load up disk master. I want to delete that the trash can files. They don't need to be on there. Okay. DF1, we'll delete the trash can files. Delete. Yeah, delete that. Okay. Delete. So I only have the Sprite Magic program, Commodore 64 program, which is a machine language program, on an Amiga disk. Okay. So I'm going to eject this disk from DF1, and we're going to write protect it. Okay, we'll write protect that. Eject my custom workbench disk. It's no longer needed because now we're going to be dealing strictly with the emulator. And I'll put my custom workbench disk there. We're going to put this in DF1. And we'll load it up. Control AA, and hopefully it'll load up. Sometimes it won't load up unless you turn the power supply off and then wait, 10-15 seconds and turn it back on to clear out the Amiga 500's memory. Sometimes you have to do that. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. All right, loading the emulator. Okay. Take a sip of my coffee. Throat's running dry. Alrighty. Remember, the 3.5-inch disc that you have the Commodore 64 software on has to be in DF0. Okay? Alright. And DF0, as far as the emulator is concerned, is device 10. So we'll type in the load command, $, right? Comma 8. Want to see what's on the disk. Seeing it's loading from that. Oh shit! Wrong drive. Wrong. Load. Comma 10, Mr. Campbell, comma 10. Holy shit, that was quick. This is, okay. Yeah, see, Sprite Magic. That's on the Amiga disk. Okay, so we're going to load that up. Load. Sprite Magic. Okay, load Sprite Magic, comma 10, comma 1, because it is a machine language program. And that should load up. Should load. Okay, now we'll type run. What the hell? I wonder why it's doing that. Let me try, okay. Try something else. It might need the booter or the boot program from off the original disk. Might have to copy that over too. But anyway, you can copy Commodore 64 files from your 5.25-inch disc over to Amiga discs so that they run a little bit faster within the emulator. But let's see if this works. Okay, comma 10, comma 1, out of memory error. What the? What the? Let me try this again. Okay, let me try this again. This time, I want to clear the memory by turning off the computer, and we'll wait like around 10 seconds or whatever. you know, just to make sure that the Amiga 500's memory is clear. Okay, so the emulator is loading. Yeah, loading the 64 emulator 2. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again, people, shall we? Put this in here. So load star.10.1 file not found error. What the fuck? Okay. It's there. What I'm thinking is going on, it needs that boot program that's part of the original disk. Okay, so let me do something. I want to see something. Yeah, now we're going to the 1541. So comma 8. Alright, list. Okay, so there it is. Yeah. The thing is, though, if I was to copy the menu and the MN over, those two files over to the Amiga 3.5-inch disk, they're set to load from device 8. They won't work on device 10. So you'll have to go actually, I think they're basic programs. You have to go into the basic program and change it from device 8 to device 10. And let's take a look at that. Load, menu, okay, menu, comma 8, well, this is basic program, so just comma 8. And let's take a look at that. So you'd have to change it first, okay, before copying over the files over to the Amiga 3.5-inch disk. See, as you can see how it says comma 8? You have to change that to comma 10 and then resave it onto the Commodore 64 disk before copying the file over to an Amiga disk. This way, when it runs, it'll run off of device 10, which is the Amiga internal disk drive. But yeah, you have to go in the program and change that 8 to a 10. And I believe the MN is the same way. So let's take a look at that. MN. Okay, I believe it's also basic. So let's take a look at that. Because menu loads up MN. I don't know why it does that. But let's take a look at it. And see, same thing. Well, actually, this is the MN. Yeah, but see how it says comma 8? See, comma 8? See? You have to change everywhere where it says comma 8 to comma 10. And then these programs will work just fine from the Amiga disk. Yeah, you can get it to work that way. But let's run it. Let's run this. This is coming from the 5.25-inch drive. And let's hit F5 for Sprite Magic. See, comma 8. You'd have to change out the comma 10. And then it should load just fine off the 3.5-inch disc. Yeah. I think this program would work at full speed. Let me see. Is it joystick? I think it's joystick. Yeah, it's joystick. I think. But it's real sluggish. Does it work faster on the keyboard? Yeah, it works faster on the keyboard. But, okay, I see what's going on. It's been a long time since I've used this. Yeah, it's been a long time. You can change the colors too. But I forgot, I said it's so long since I've used this program, several decades actually. So I forgot the keyboard commands, the shortcuts for this. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. I just want to show you guys this, the 64 emulator for the Commodore Amiga computer. Just want to show you this program. I was very surprised to discover that there's not very much information on the internet about this software. And even on YouTube, there's only like 2 or 3 very short videos about, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes long, and all they're doing is just showing the program loading up. They're not actually showing you anything like what I just did. They're just showing the software booting up, and that's it. Boring. So I thought, well, okay, I'll create a video actually showing the program loading up, showing you the transfer software and how do you use that, and talk a little bit about this program. Making my video about the 64 emulator a YouTube first. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you really should, because a lot of my videos wind up becoming YouTube first. In other words, you see, whatever is in the video on my channel first, and then other people usually copy what I have posted. That's usually how it works. And you'll see a lot of videos like that through the upcoming years. I'll be doing a lot of videos about the Amiga and the Atari ST and the Commodore 64, the Atari 8-bit computers, the Apple II computers, the Macintosh computers, classic PCs. I'll be doing a lot of videos that you won't see on anyone else's channel. Making my videos YouTube first. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, retro computing and retro video gaming and stuff like that, I think you're really going to enjoy my channel. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and gives me the incentive to continue creating wonderful content for your viewing pleasure. Anyway, that's it for this video. My name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.